This is Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined once again by unbeaten super middleweight Zach Parker. Zach, how are you?
Yeah, all good. Just ticking over at a minute, waiting for a fight date, and hopefully we'll get a big fight on with Demetrius Andrade.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking in that regard because last time we spoke, it looked like he'd made the decision to stay at middleweight because he'd found out, unfortunately for him, that he would have to go through you to get to Canelo. I think we both thought that he felt perhaps he could go into a straight shot at Canelo. That's not the case. The WBO have upheld your case as long-time WBO #1 at the weight. But now it seems like he does want the fight and it could be heading to purse bids. So how do you feel?
Yeah, I'm excited. I've been wanting these big fights for a long time, and obviously he don't get much bigger, and his big name over obviously American 2-weight world champion. So yeah, I'm excited to get these sort of fights on, and obviously I think he's still got his middleweight title at the minute, but as soon as purse bids goes to plan, then hopefully we'll add a fight on.
Now, in an ideal world, I'm sure you'd like him to come over here. But if it goes the other way and his team win the bids, how would you feel about going out to America and kind of increasing your profile over there?
Yeah, I don't care where it's going to be, as long as I get him in the ring. And obviously, whoever wins that bout will be mandatory for Canelo, wouldn't it? So, yeah, it don't matter where it be. I'll fight him in his backyard. It don't matter. But yeah, I'm just excited to get these big fights on, and obviously don't get much bigger than this. So anyone that's getting bigger than this, like Canelo, obviously, and whoever wins gets them next.
But kind of, is it something you thought about when you were coming up in the sport, going to one of those big American venues somewhere in Vegas or Madison Square Garden, somewhere like that, and competing over there?
That's it. Used to watch like Ricky Hatton all go over, and you get excited about them sort of fights. Obviously, it don't get much bigger in Vegas. That's like the hub of boxing, and if that comes up, like if it goes over to America, that'd probably be one of the places what I'd want it to be in Vegas. So yeah, I'm excited about these sort of fights, and hopefully it gets made. And if it does go to Vegas, I'm going to go over and bring it back for the UK.
What would you make of Andrade as a fighter? I'm sure you've watched a fair bit of him by now.
Yeah, he's a good fighter. He's just slick. Southpaw obviously is awkward, but yeah, I see a lot of holes in his like stuff as well. His boxing, obviously, I don't think he hits that hard, and obviously now he's coming. All the advantages come to me. I'm like a proper super middleweight. He's only just come up from middleweight, and he used to be light middle before that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I see a lot of holes. What I'll get come on if the fight happens, I'll exploit them, and hopefully when it does happen, everyone will soon see.
There's a big jump up for him in terms of the weight going up from middle to super middle. Do you feel there's a jump for you to an extent in the quality of fighter you've been competing with so far and an Andrade? Because you fought some very good fighters, but he seems like maybe a level above.
Yeah, obviously he's levels above what I've fought before, but I know what I can do in boxing. I know everyone sees it, and obviously I think I said this before. Everyone sees it in training. I've just been waiting to prove it on the big stage, and I've been calling out for big fights for a long time, and obviously no one's really stepped up, have they? So I ain't been able to prove myself. But now this big fight's come up, and obviously WBO have ordered it. There's nowhere to hide now, is he? I've either got to put up or shut up, haven't I? So everyone will see how good Zach Parker is when it comes to it.
What does it say about you that a lot of people, they claim a lot of people have avoided Demetrius Andrade, but you're relishing the chance, you're actually chasing the fight?
Yeah, like I said, I've been waiting for big fights for a long time, and imagine like having him on your resume, and then it puts me for even bigger fights after that. 2-weight world champion. It's going to look good. It's going to look good on my record, and yeah, people avoid him. Obviously, like the bigger names like Canelo and that, because they don't need him. I need to get these sort of fights to put my name out there and put my stock up. Obviously, Canelo he can do whatever he wants, and while you've seen it before, he struggles with southpaws that Canelo does, and why would he put it up against someone who's like like Andrade, when he don't need to, he can fight anyone he wants. So yeah, I can't wait. I just want to fight the best out, and that's what I plan to do in the next couple of years.
Another name that you've been linked with in the past kind of year or so has been Chris Eubank Jr. He's at middleweight rather than super middle at the moment, although so was Andrade not too long ago. He was in action at the weekend against Liam Williams. What did you make of that fight?
Yeah, I've just only watched the highlights. As soon as I started seeing Williams go down a couple of times in the first couple of rounds, I was thinking, oh, this ain't going to last long. But he stuck, showed his heart, didn't he? And I think he won like the middle rounds. So I only watched highlights. So, but I'd love that fight with Chris Eubank, and obviously there's a bit of history. Like his dad and my dad both boxed each other, and it'd be good. It'd be good for us to get on, and I think it'd be a big stadium fight in the UK.
I mean, presumably he would have to come back up to super middleweight. I don't see any way you're going down, given your frame.
That's it. But he says he wants to fight Canelo and that, doesn't he? So he'll have to come up for Canelo. I'm in the way of everyone at Canelo in a minute, because I'm probably the next man tree put up. So yeah, if he wants to fight the biggest name out there like Canelo Alvarez, he'll have to go through me first, because I'm man tree. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe we could fill it in a catch weight. We'll see, like in between them both. So we can see, can't we? There's lots to things to explore, aren't there? Like with weights and that. But yeah, he's boxed at super middleweight before, so I don't think it mattered much to him.
They've talked about Eubank Jr. being a TV attraction because he did great views, him and Williams, of course, over the weekend. Do you think you against him, if it's built the right way, could eventually be perhaps a pay-per-view, a box office fight?
Yeah, definitely. Like, obviously, it did good views because there was at each other's throat every minute, weren't they? So, and they, with if it was me and Chris Eubank, it's got that bad blood behind there, because obviously both our dads boxing that back in the day. But yeah, I can see it, obviously filling out a stadium in the UK. Like, obviously, Pride Park could get filled out straight away because everyone wants me to knock him out. So, you know what I mean? Everyone wants me sparking. So, yeah, I reckon it'd do good numbers. And, yeah, I'd give everyone their wishes.
I'm sure. Going back up to super middle for a second, there's obviously a fight with world level implications on Saturday at Alexandra Palace in London. Danny Jacobs coming over to make his UK debut against John Ryder, who for a lot of people was very unlucky to not have already won a world title. What do you make of that matchup, and where do you see the winner going? Because it seems like a similar level to you, that the winner of that could end up number one or a number two in the world.
That's it, yeah. I think it's a good fight. Obviously, both come up from middleweight, and I think they've both got to win, haven't they? They both get, like, obviously, if you look at all the super middleweights out there, they're all getting on a bit. They're all 31, 32, getting up. Like, I'm only just coming into my prime, 27, and the winner, obviously, is it WB? Is it regular or something?
I think it's an eliminator or an interim.
That'd be a good fight for me down the line. Any of them, winner or loser, is the thing is, when there's a lot of good opponents in one division, it's a loss don't mean a lot. You know what I mean? So you can always bounce back off another good fight. It's how you bounce back when you get knocked down, isn't it? So yeah, any of them, I'd love to. All these big names are just there for me to fight, and I can't wait for it.
Who do you fancy in that one?
Obviously, I think Jacobs got the experience now. Obviously, at the top levels, box Golovkin, Canelo Alvarez, box all the best ones. So I'm probably just edging towards Danny Jacobs.
And what do you think? I mean, it's easy for me to say and other journalists and stuff, but from your own perspective, what are the advantages you feel you have over the majority of super middleweights that are out there today?
Yeah, obviously a lot of the super middleweights today, like, just coming up from middleweight. Look at Canelo did, obviously John Ryder and Danny Jacobs did. Andre's just coming up. None of them are fully fleshed super middleweights. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like I've got the size and that, and I've got such an awkward style. Everyone says it, like, inspiring that, and all my opponents after said, just can't, like, get next to me. Obviously, keep switching, and it puts them off. So yeah, I just think my style and my size, I I think I can beat anyone out there, and I've got that belief as well. A lot of them where we went in with Canelo, they was done up before they even got in there, and I won't be. I'd be putting my life on the line to win.
How do you avoid that? How do you avoid kind of going in there and being beaten by his reputation before you even step through the ropes?
Well, you just got to think what you've been doing all your life, haven't you? You don't need to be thinking, oh, this is the Canelo show. No, it's your show. You're up there for a reason, aren't you? You don't need to be put off by obviously all the fans and that. It's just going to be you and him in there, no one else. So yeah, you just got to stick to your own game plan and stick to what you've been trying to succeed for like all your life. So yeah, I just think you just got to do yourself in it.
When you watch these other fighters who do struggle against Canelo in the last couple of years, are you kind of making mental notes when you watch it? Like, he did this wrong, or he had success doing that, but didn't press the advantage, that kind of thing?
Yeah, a little bit. Obviously, every fight's different, innit? And everyone goes into a fight different ways because of different obviously styles make fights. And yeah, I watch most fights, and I try and take little things out of, like, even like the older generation. Like, I used to watch Floyd Mayweather. Like, just take like little bits off each fight and try and add it to my own style. And yeah, that's what I've been trying to do with, like, obviously Canelo I've been watching him since I was young. He's been in the game for that long. So yeah, there's a lot more video on him than me. So, and I like coming under the radar and trying to do big things. So yeah.
And just before I let you go, just a message from you to the fans out there. They're obviously keen for you to get back out, and it looks like Andrade now, but yeah, just a word to them about when they can expect to see you and what they can expect to see.
Yeah, just keep watching my career, and hopefully these big fights will get made soon. And I don't know when it's going to be. Like, I think it's going to be like 3 months, something yet. But we're just waiting for the purse bids. But when that does happen, I'll make sure I'll bring it back to you. Okay.
Great stuff, Zach. Really appreciate your time. It's always a pleasure. And yeah, I hope you get the news you're waiting for soon.